We don't even know what's gonna happen if I just eat it.
It doesn't matter. Eat it and become a werewolf.
You can't do that. The crystal is not something you can consume or use to become a werewolf.
My name is Ventrum, here with Uncivil Gamers, and today, for my Uncivil weekly release party game that I have chosen, I will be playing Dream.io AI-powered adventures. Dreamio is a choose-your-own adventure game where stories and visuals are dynamically created through the power of artificial intelligence in response to your decisions. Explore endless worlds with limitless possibilities. Go anywhere, do anything. Dreamio was developed and published by Oleg Skute, was released on March 5th, 2024, and cost $9.99 at the time of this recording. Alright, start a new adventure.
Wow, that's a big selections.
Oh,
Whoa.
we have more.
We already know. Actually, I don't know. Zombie apocalypse or medieval?
Medieval.
Okay. Anyone else have a vote? Or is that going to be the only vote?
Medieval.
Okay. Welcome to Dream.io. Well, I said Dream.io. Dreamio AI-powered adventures. Here are a few tips to get you started. You can type, say your actions, dialogues, events, ask narrator questions, and interact with him in any way you want. By default, narrator will trigger a game over if you die and may reject some actions. You can click a rule set button at the top to adjust the narrator's behavior.
Werewolves.
You can use the What Are My Choices button if you are unsure how to proceed. Alrighty. You awaken in a shadowy alley in a bustling, almost said bussing, medieval town. Around you, the clamor of the town life echoes. You have no memory of how you got there. What will you do next?
Search for werewolves. It's time to split up.
No.
Let's search for clues.
Go pickpocket.
Bake a cake.
I think I heard a let's search for clues in there. Let's go with that.
Okay.
That seems like the most, and I'll be a little bit more specific.
You search the alleyway and
Oh,
find a torn
shit.
piece of parchment with an address written on it. It seems to be leading you to a nearby tavern. What will you do next?
Go to the
Whoa.
tavern.
Find the shadowiest person in the corner and ask for help.
No.
Befriend a
Aragorn will
horse.
lead-
Befriend a horse.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it.
Well, you get
Wait.
to befriend a horse, but search for werewolves wasn't good enough.
You know
Yeah.
what, Jenny? I expected you to say that. I did not expect someone to say befriend a horse.
You approach a nearby horse, but it seems skittish and backs away from you.
Wow.
The owner of the horse notices your attempt and warns you to stay away from their animal.
Unbelievable.
Damn.
Steal the horse.
Yes. Love it.
Wait, just steal a horse.
Steal the horse.
You attempt to steal the horse, but the owner catches you in the act and alerts the town guard. You are quickly apprehended and thrown into jail. Game over.
Oh shit! We lost!
Should have
Beautiful.
searched for werewolves, all I'm saying.
Yeah. Do it again. And this time search for werewolves.
You should seduce the horse.
No, I'm not trying to seduce the horse.
You ask around town about werewolves, but no one seems to know anything about them. It seems like your search for werewolves has hit a dead end.
Aw.
What will you do next?
They
Okay.
want to be secretive. They want to be secretive.
Become
Yeah,
a
okay.
werewolf.
Yeah.
Become a werewolf.
No.
Yeah.
We're gonna follow
Okay,
the story.
go to the tavern.
Hold on, before we actually do that.
You search through your pockets and find a small pouch containing some coins and a rusty dagger. What will you do next?
Strip.
Or we
Ooh,
can just
in the
rob
town
someone.
square.
Become a horse. Stab
Oh
the
my
horse.
god.
Oh.
she said horse.
Okay.
Do it.
More acceptable.
I was like,
Yo!
"What
I'm
would
sorry,
you?"
but that action is not acceptable.
Damn it!
Violence towards innocent people or animals is not allowed in this game.
Okay. Hold on, wait, can I? Wait!
Wait, you can tell
Okay,
the
that's cool.
narrator how.
Yes. That's so cool.
Oh, you become a werewolf.
Janie's really down this werewolf path.
Would you shut up about the werewolf thing, JD? Damn it!
You make your way to the tavern, following the address on the torn parchment. The tavern is packed with people, but you manage to find a seat at a table in the corner.
Perception check.
Let's see if it actually lets me do it.
You focus your senses and scan the room, taking in the details of your surroundings.
Nice.
No
You
shit.
also spot a hooded figure sitting alone in
That
a dark
one!
corner.
That's
watching
where
the
we're
crowd with some
going.
interest.
Hooded figure.
Seduce the hooded figure.
Yes.
Would you guys shut up about seducing people? Damn it!
I'm just talking about
Seduce horse,
werewolves.
then.
I didn't.
They glance at you briefly before returning their attention to their drink.
What do they look like?
Be like some wrinkly old man or something.
You can't see much of their features, but you do catch a glimpse of sharp, piercing eyes that seem to be sizing you up.
Ask them what they're drinking.
Say hello.
Whisper if they're a
Oh,
werewolf.
JD, shut up. Jesus, I'm not.
Ask if they
in
play
search of a
Valorant.
werewolf. They obviously do not, Jane. This is medieval.
You turn to the hooded figure and ask them what they are. I am but a traveler passing through this town. And you? What will you do next?
You better not say it, Janie.
I'm not saying nothing.
I just got here.
The hooded figure nods in understanding and takes another sip of their drink.
Relatable.
They glance over at the group of rough-looking men near the door before turning back to you.
I will say,
Good news,
comparing
though.
this to the mobile app of AI Dungeon, this is a lot more
It's work.
conclusive. Like, you could, like, saying, like, just the slightest wrong thing will make it branch to a completely different story. This has not forgotten several key features so far, and I'm already very impressed. And I've also noticed I've already lost almost 6,000 credits.
How do you lose credits? Wait, what?
Probably every time I message.
There are some unsavory characters around here who don't take kindly to outsiders. You can call me Raven, they say, their voice low and gravelly. Another sip
So
of
it's
the drink.
JD in the
watching you
clove.
carefully. What will you do next?
I didn't know they were gonna be there. So,
What should my name be in this story? Is there not a werewolf?
Tom.
Frank.
Frank.
Gotcha.
The name's Frank.
The name's Frank.
Franklin.
Are we sure I want to say that? Because it's gonna be my name for the rest of the story.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Frank. Stay safe.
Damn, is
With
that Raven?
disappears.
Like,
No.
What will you
right?
do next?
Thanks,
You
AI.
wanna seduce Raven?
I would
He
say
is struggling.
You follow Raven as they're leaving very closely, like they're within an arm's reach.
You quickly stand up and follow Raven out of the tavern, trying to keep a safe distance behind them. They stop in front of a small building and turn to face you. This is where I'm staying, they say, gesturing towards the door.
We successfully escaped.
Avoided the fight, you're right.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
we are now down 8,000 credit or 7,500 credits.
Mm-hmm.
What do we want the climatic thing to be? Besides finding werewolves?
I think a romance with Raven would be absolutely wonderful.
No.
You're closer on that track right now, to be honest. Get a sword.
Go get a job.
Okay. No. Okay. No, I was gonna say, what do they call it whenever you like the housing for squires?
You need to go, gear up.
Yeah, that's what hold on. We need the skill set first before we do that, Janie.
As you walk through the dimly lit streets, you notice several rough-looking men eyeing you suspiciously.
God damn it, they're back!
One of them looks like they might know something about the Squire's housing. What will you do next?
I don't know,
Ask
maybe
them.
ask about the squire's housing?
You approach the group gathered around the fire and ask if anyone knows where the housing of Squires is located. It's that way, he says. As you walk, you can't shake off the feeling that someone is following you. What
Like
will you
that
do
group of
next?
rough-
Maybe that group of burly
Janie,
guys.
no,
that
no,
are
you
picking a
ready?
fight?
You ready? Run.
You dart down a dark and narrow alleyway. As you turn a corner, you see a group of rough-looking men blocking your path.
Why are there so
What will
many
you do
groups of
next?
rough-looking men and...
Seduce them!
No.
Come on, Frank. You know you got
You know
the
what?
move.
You know what it is, right? These guys are all werewolves, and you asked about them already, and
Oh,
they're
shit!
tracking you.
This is not gonna be good.
You cautiously approach the group of rough-looking men. Where do you think you're going? He growls.
Oh,
His
shit.
breath
He
reeking
growls!
alcohol.
He growls!
What will you do
Uh-oh.
next?
Think he's flirting with you.
Ask if he's a werewolf. Do it. Whisper, I'm looking for werewolves.
Oh, wait.
Of course I'm not a werewolf.
That sounds
Are you
like
daft?
something.
The other men in the group snicker and exchange amused glances.
Jenny, I don't think
I'm
werewolves... I don't think they
hunting
exist in this...
werewolves. They're gonna catch you.
Do
We're
it.
gonna see if we can get past them.
You make a break for it, darting past the group of rough-looking men and sprinting down the alleyway. As you
No.
approach the end of the alley, you see a small gate leading into a courtyard. The courtyard is quiet and deserted, with a few dimly lit windows overlooking it from above.
Hello.
You scan the walls of the courtyard, looking for a door to knock on. The door creaks open.
Be a group
revealing
of
an elderly woman with
rough-looking
kind eyes and a
men.
warm smile. Hello there, dearie, she says. What will you say or do next?
I was being chased by werewolves.
Shut up, Jenny! They're not werewolves. They're rough, burly men. Like,
Rough-looking, growly men.
they may be a little hairy, but that's it. Like
Find their bears, whatever.
we have still yet to find the squire's housing.
She nods sympathetically and invites you inside.
Oh no!
As she leads you through her cozy home, She tells you about the town and its inhabitants. You learn that it is a small, tight-knit community with a long history of supernatural occurrences.
Oh, no.
Is it? Is it now?
On the wall.
Sounds like there's a werewolf population here.
Oh, there have been many strange happenings in this town over the years. Ghosts, apparitions, unexplained noises. But I wouldn't worry too much about it if I were you.
Witches and demons and
Just
ghosts,
keep
She's
but
a
not
witch.
werewolves?
Stay
She's a
away from any
witch!
dark alleys or abandoned
That's cool.
buildings.
Ask her if she's taking apprentices.
No. We will find the Squire's housing by the end of this playthrough.
You thank the elderly woman for her help and
I
make
didn't
your
say
way
that.
out of her home. Following her directions, you navigate through the town's winding
thank
streets
her.
until you finally arrive at the Squire's housing.
Yes!
It is a large. As you enter the courtyard, you can't help but feel a sense of unease.
Inquire about becoming a squire.
You explain that you are interested in becoming a squire.
Yes,
and wish to
it
speak with someone
knows!
about it. But first, we must test your skills.
Oh shit.
He hands you a wooden sword and directs you to the training grounds outside.
Just trying to make myself as overpowered as possible.
Right, yeah. You do a kick, flip,
You
back,
step
flip,
outside
double
and are greeted
turnover
by the
out the
sight of a
window
large
down to
open
the
space with
courtyard.
various the
How
ground
do you
is
perform
covered
a
in dirt
double
and grass,
turnover, Jamie?
with a few scattered
I don't
rocks
know.
and patches of mud.
But I
Wooden
bet it
dummies
looks
and
cool.
targets are set. Show me what you've got.
Hold on, I got this.
In one swing of the swords.
Yeah. You gotta make sure you include both.
Jesus.
You take a deep breath and swing your wooden sword with all your might
It's
Wow.
like,
to
nah.
the nearest dummy. However, your lack of experience
No!
shows, nearly losing
Wow.
your balance. Not quite what we're looking for.
Damn.
You take a
What?
deep breath and remember all your training growing up.
You take a deep breath and try to remember all of the training you received growing up. You approach the dummy again and swing your sword with precision.
Boom.
This time, you hit your target dead on. The man watching you nods approvingly.
We're
Much
good.
better,
We're
he
good.
says.
This is a
Let's
start.
see what else you can do.
You gotta humble ourselves a little bit, because I'm sure that's what the game's gonna do.
You decide to show off your skills and impress the man watching you. This time using a more advanced technique you learned from a skilled swordsman in your hometown.
There we go. That's
With
what I'm
swift
talking
movements,
about.
I think we can safely say that you have what it takes to become a squire.
Yay!
What will you do next?
Train for the next 10 years.
Train for the
Yeah.
next 10 years.
Yeah.
Training montage!
Train for the next 10 years to become the most skilled swordsman knight.
The man watching you chuckles at your enthusiasm. I admire your dedication, but it takes more than 10 years to become the best knight
Damn
ever,
it.
he says.
1,000 years.
It takes a lifetime of training and experience. Congratulations. You have successfully completed the skills test and impressed the man watching you with
I
your
thought that
sword
was
play
the end.
abilities. What will you do next? You spend the next few hours practicing your sword play,
Hours!
focusing on perfecting your technique.
The
and improving
narrator's
your
not
speed and accuracy.
understanding.
You decide to take a break and rest for a bit. What will you do during your break?
Train.
Yeah. This is the epitome of what we are trying to accomplish.
You continue your training, pushing yourself to improve even further.
Just respond
Determined
with
to become the
train
best
every
squire you
time.
can be. As the sun sets in
No
the
matter what it
distance,
They didn't let us
you
train
see
for
the
10
morning
years
glow over the training
immediately, so
grounds.
we're about to
You feel
train
a
for
sense of
10 years.
satisfaction
Not
walking away.
Manually.
You've worked hard today and made progress towards your goal.
It hurts to
Will you
laugh.
continue training or take a break for the night?
Continue training.
Narrator, you know.
He already knew, because that's why you worded it that way. Will you continue
You
training?
continue your training, honing your skills and perfecting your
We don't
techniques.
sleep. We will be built
Suddenly,
different.
You hear a
Look at the
rustling in the
AI
bushes
image of
nearby.
it dark.
What will you do?
Training. Train.
Do we investigate? That's how you die.
Perception check.
Yeah, you right. I forget that we use terms like that in this game. I was not expecting it to
You
work.
focus your senses. You hear a faint whispering sound coming from the bushes,
That's
but you can't make out what's
I
causing
was like,
it.
what is that image?
What will you do next?
What is that?
Is that like eyes in the
Use
darkness?
Strike a pose.
You know what, Carrie? It's gonna be like a fighting
You
stance or
strike
something.
a confident
Yeah.
pose. As you do, the rustling in the bushes grows louder and more frantic. Suddenly, a figure bursts out of the bushes and charges towards you with a snarl.
It's a
wild
werewolf!
boar.
It's a
What will
werewolf!
you do?
Expertly dispatch the boar.
You take a deep breath and expertly dispatch the charging boar with a swift strike of your sword. What will you do next?
Train. Train.
Train.
You spend the rest of the night training with the other squires, sharing tips and techniques. You spend the next few days continuing your
Yes,
training.
we're getting
There we go,
somewhere.
there we
skills
go.
and perfecting
Crazy
your
time.
techniques. It seems that your impressive performance against the wild boar has earned you a bit of a reputation
That,
among
see,
the other
that's
squires.
amazing right there. Like,
You
you
feel
guys
a
have
sense
no
of pride
idea how
knowing that your
how
hard
cool
work is
that
paying
is. As if I'd say anything else. We're maxing out our stats real quick. Like I
You
said,
can ground.
You should say,
With the
like,
sun
train
just
until
beginning
you're
to
an
rise over the
expert.
horizon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
say it
The
now.
air is, after a few hours of sparring, you decide to switch things up and practice archery. You grab a bow and some arrows
calm
and
down,
make your way
narrator. We
towards
are
the
a
targets in
horseman.
the distance.
we've unlocked the
With
new
each shot,
skill.
You feel yourself improving. What will you do next?
Become a sword master.
Yeah, you gotta.
I will do that next. I will do that next. But we are going to train a little bit more.
What will you do next?
Become a sword master.
Expert swordsmaster.
Take up poetry.
My real weapon is the pen.
The pen is mightier than the sword, as they say.
As you train, you begin to notice a significant improvement in your skills. What will you do next?
We teach them,
the way.
Teach
Eat
and
them.
train.
Eat them.
beat them,
Eat
No.
them.
Eat them.
eat them.
You are the werewolf.
You agree to teach
Yeah.
some of the squires some of your advanced
Finally reveal your
techniques.
true form.
You
They
spend
should have
hours
known
working
early
with them,
on as you
showing them
inquired
your
about
own
werewolves.
technique for each move. They thank you for your help and express
Become
their
a knight.
gratitude for everything you've taught
Yeah,
them.
that's. I was gonna say
What
that's
will
the
you
next.
do next?
Kill the king, take the throne.
You approach the squire master and express your desire to be knighted. He hands you a sealed envelope and instructs you to open it when you are ready.
I don't know
What
how
will
to
you do
read.
next?
Yeah.
Learn to read. You know what? I'm gonna type that, and if they deny me for it, then that's just gonna start our villain arc. Learn to read. Guys, I learned how to read
As your
and
skills
write
improve,
in a few weeks.
You begin to understand the
I'm just
importance
built
of
different.
literacy and
Okay, now we read
what
the
will you do
letter.
next? You break the seal on the envelope and unfold the parchment inside. It reads, "Dear."
That's it. That's all it says.
Sorry, the leader.
Sorry, we only learned one word. It was dear.
The
Yeah.
letter reads,
That's all we can read.
"Dear." Deeds.
Burn the letter.
Wait,
In
what'd
the
you?
center of the rooms,
Wait, read the whole letter.
it confirms that you have successfully completed your training and are
Yay!
now being considered for knighthood.
We will not let my
The ceremony will take
illiteracy
place in 3
stop
days' time,
me.
and you are expected to attend. You kneel before him as he taps each shoulder with his sword, officially dubbing you a knight.
Yes.
What will
we
you do
take an
next?
adventure.
we gotta have a party,
It's true. It's true.
or we're gonna die.
You ask around town and eventually
I
hear
don't make
about
the
a group
rules.
of adventurers who are looking for someone to join them on the next quest.
Is Raven part of
You
them?
make your way to the tavern where they're said to be staying and
care
find them
about
sitting at
Raven?
a table, discussing
Hold
their
on,
plans.
we're about to figure it out.
They introduce themselves as a rogue, a wizard, and a cleric.
What should we do?
Join
Like,
them.
Wiggity wiggity. What's
Join
up,
them?
dude?
Okay,
Can I-
damn,
can I
okay.
join you?
The trees
On your
and gnarled
way,
roots.
ask if the wizard
The
can
sky
teach
is
you.
overcast, casting a
Ask
dim
if-
light
ask the
over the
wizard
scene.
if you can become a werewolf.
As you journey deeper into the forest, you notice a faint glow in the distance. It seems to be coming from the direction of the artifact. The wizard agrees to teach you some basic spells, but warns that it will take time and practice to master them. The wizard teaches
Train.
you how to cast simple
Train.
spells such as creating a
Train.
small flame
Train
or
magic.
levitating objects. The glow is coming from a small, intricately carved box sitting on top of the pedestal. Inside, you find an ancient artifact of great power, a glowing crystal that seems to pulse with energy, almost as if it's alive.
I got it.
You take out your sword and hold it up to the glowing crystal, and you can sense its power flowing into your sword.
Now we have a
Your
magical
companions
sword.
watch in amazement.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is. I'd probably spend a little extra money on this just to keep playing stories because this is fun to me.
All right, we need to do one main action before we. One more main action before we end.
Okay, so
So figure out what
I'm
you
gonna.
wanna
I'm
do
going
next.
to. I'm going to ask them what their next quest is, or ask them what to do next.
The cleric suggests that you should return the artifact to its rightful place,
Oh,
as it may be too dangerous to keep in your
Nah.
possession.
nah.
The
Nah.
rogue proposes selling it for a hefty sum of gold,
Of course he does.
while the mage suggests using its power to defeat your enemies.
There you go.
What will you decide?
Guys, I think we already know who we're gonna go with.
You decide to heed the
Right.
mage's advice
Okay, thank
and
God.
use the
It knew what I was
artifact's
talking
power
about.
to defeat your enemies. Suddenly, you hear a loud rumbling sound coming from outside the chamber.
Uh-oh.
Your companions draw their weapons as the door bursts
Just get
open,
the
revealing
chamber,
a
you
group
were
of
just sitting
heavily armed
outside.
soldiers.
Wait, no, hold on. We are at night, so we have to do this right because
Do
we
you
could lose
fight
our
them
night.
or negotiate?
We gotta show fortitude, but at the same time, we don't want to just kill them.
You draw your sword and demand an explanation from the soldiers. We have reason to believe that you have stolen an artifact of great
Oh
power,
shit.
and
You're
we are here
in
to
the
retrieve it.
chamber with the
Your
artifact.
companions look at
already
each other
know
in confusion,
that. Like
but you stand firm. What will you do next?
Annihilate them. Turn into a werewolf.
Yes. Oh, finally escape your human bonds.
Turn into a werewolf.
I'm gonna leave it up to fate since this is the last action that we'll be able to do
Yeah.
for tonight.
You charge towards the soldiers, your companions following closely behind. Your sword clashes against theirs as you fight for control of the crystal. Despite their numbers, your group proves to be more skilled in combat and you manage to defeat the soldiers.
Hell yeah.
You set off towards the kingdom,
Oh
with the
god.
crystal pulsing brightly in your hand. The power of the crystal is overwhelming, and you wonder if it was a mistake to use it against the soldiers.
We don't even know what's gonna happen if I just eat it.
It doesn't matter. Eat it and become a werewolf.
You can't do that. The crystal is not something you can consume or use to become a werewolf.
So, Bud, you just finished playing Dreamio. What'd you think?
I
Not
thought
enough
it
werewolves?
was I thought it was amazing. Like, it was so much fun. I was having fun the whole time playing it.
Yeah, I think we had a pretty good time on it too. I mean, of course, I'm always gonna suggest the werewolf. I don't know why. No idea.
It was much more fun to play and watch with people than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The training montage, we walked into that witch's hut and just totally ignored her because we had a mission.
And
Traveling.
those burly men we didn't care about the burly men. We just wanted to move on. We had to become a squire and then a knight, and we did.
Exactly.
Or Frank did.
You can't forget about the people that just magically knew.
Oh yeah.
We had stolen an artifact.
Exactly.
Right. Like they knew we were going to steal it before we knew we were going to steal it. Like
seriously.
how does that happen?
The AI is all powerful.
But no, it was I agree. I liked it as well. We played it for about 60 minutes.
Yeah, it was fun. I liked the image generation too to pair up with it. It didn't always hit the right spots, but it made it more entertaining.
Yeah, for
Either
sure.
way.
Gave you something to look at other than text.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, Bud, what would you say the pros and cons are?
So for the pros, I would definitely have to say that Dreamio definitely improves on the text-based adventures by adding those AI-generated images that we're talking about and makes them relevant to our adventure. And they did a really good job with that. As for another pro, Dreamio does a really good job at remembering and retaining information. A lot of other games and apps that you see on the market right now don't do that very well, and Dreamio did a fantastic job on that. So, for some of the cons, the biggest one for me has definitely got to be the credit system. Considering that there are some free alternatives out there, it may be a turning away point for a lot of people to see that you have to pay to continue stories for this game. And one of the only other cons that I had for this game was that in the description of the game, it doesn't really tell you that it's a text-based game. It really leads on the idea that it's AI generated, but it doesn't really tell you it's a text-based game. I hope you enjoyed my pick for this week's Uncivil Weekly Release Party. If you liked this week's game, then go check out some of our other videos and tell us what you think. See you next time.